What is up, everybody? We are live again across my personal LinkedIn. So, what's up to my LinkedIn people? Clarity YouTube. So, we're live on YouTube as well. And then we're also live on the Clarity Twitter. My name is Logan. I am on a mission to implement decentralized governance into the fabric of society. I'm here with my friend, coworker, and DAO guru, Adam, as well. And today, we're just going to be given a bunch of updates on the Clarity Protocol. So we have this treasury that has around $10 million worth of value in it, and we want to build a sustainable token economy. So what's next? What types of decisions do we have to make coming up? There's a few huge ones coming up, so it's going to be fun to talk about this. The first thing I want to do before we start is we're going to have movie time. This is going to be a 3-minute video that completely explains the Clarity DAO protocol, and it will set the scene for the conversations we're going to have right after this video plays on this live stream. So without further ado, let's jump into the video.
The Decentralized Autonomous Organization, or DAO, is a new type of organizational structure that emphasizes transparency. Since the first DAO was created in 2016, DAOs have continued to gain worldwide adoption. The Clarity Protocol pushes this adoption further by enabling any project or community to quickly and easily begin operating as a DAO. The Clarity Protocol is powered by the Clarity Token, which incentivizes the adoption of decentralized governance and grants voting power to influence the future of the protocol. The Clarity Protocol itself will operate as a DAO, granting Clarity token holders the ability to make important decisions about how the protocol will operate. The Clarity token will launch through SundaySwap's Taste Test platform, a decentralized price-setting mechanism. 5% of the Clarity token supply will be allocated towards this bootstrapping event. Once the token has been launched through the taste test, the Clarity DAO will be born, and holders of the Clarity token will have the power to make important decisions about the future of the protocol collectively. The Clarity DAO has the power to set important protocol parameters that affect the rate at which the protocol generates revenue. The protocol can generate revenue from DAO treasury withdrawal fees and on-chain interaction fees for actions like creating DAOs, casting on-chain votes, creating and editing stakes, and creating on-chain proposals. All protocol-generated revenue flows directly to the Clarity DAO treasury, where funds can only be withdrawn after passing an on-chain vote. Clarity token holders can create proposals and gather community support to use DAO treasury funds for initiatives like hiring service providers, developing new protocol features, funding future reward programs, and more. At launch, the Clarity Protocol will have a rich community reward program to distribute the Clarity token to the community. 3 types of actions will be incentivized in the Clarity ecosystem. The first incentivized action is active staking in the Clarity DAO. To participate in the Clarity DAO, a community member must stake their Clarity tokens on the Clarity platform. To be eligible for active staking rewards, community members must stake and participate in governance. The second bucket of rewards will incentivize platform usage. The Clarity platform tracks activity across the ecosystem. Users receive diamonds for completing incentives, creating DAOs, participating in the referral program, and participating in governance. The more diamonds a member has, the more Clarity tokens they will receive from this reward distribution. The last bucket of rewards will incentivize providing liquidity. Holders of the Clarity ADA LP token will earn a fixed rate of return and trading fees from the pool. To earn a boosted rate of return, liquidity providers will be able to lock their LP tokens for chosen amounts of time. Longer locking periods have higher boosts. The Clarity DAO and protocol create a robust token economy that empowers individuals and pushes society toward the adoption of decentralized systems. Join us as we build a future where the many outweigh the few.
Wow, I mean,
So good.
I'm very excited. I mean, that video, that was a lot of work to put that together, and we worked really hard on designing a token economy where we have the framework in place, but now the community, now that the token is launched, can come in and make very important decisions on how the protocol will operate, what gets funded with this treasury, and all of that good stuff. So, you know, what I'll do is I'm gonna share screen here, and me and Adam are just gonna talk about, how the protocol works, what's going on. We'll look at the platform a little bit, explain, what these features do, what's coming and down the pipeline, and all this good stuff. So I'm going to share screen and we'll get going. There's David Freeberg. That popped up after that last YouTube video. I love the All In Pod. If you don't listen to the All In Pod, I'll plug it. It's a good one. So look, this is going to be the Clarity Protocol update. For all of you joining live, I think we can get comments and chats. So if you have questions, feel free to put them in there. But without further ado, we have this treasury, we have this token economy. How do we move forward? Okay. Clarity is like, honestly, in a lot of the crypto ecosystem, you see these hyped up projects where people just ape in, they hope to make money, and then they get out. Clarity is not like that. We are trying to change the world. We're building a token economy where we support the adoption of decentralized governance. This is some serious shit. This is the type of stuff where we believe if we're successful, this is going to make the free markets run globally. This is going to make it easy to have transparent systems for governments, for nonprofits, for all of these different use cases where the opaque nature of this legacy system is really hurting us. So this is the start of something that we believe is truly going to change the world and change how businesses operate with this new organizational structure called DAOs. Okay, so let's first dive into the Clarity token here. So the Clarity token, it's always good to understand these buckets. Okay, so there's different buckets that the token is allocated to, and everyone that's part of this token economy should understand exactly what these buckets are for. Okay, community rewards. I'm going to jump into this in the next slide. And what this is 29% of the total supply. This is already in the DAO treasury for the community to govern. This is to be paid out to contributors to the ecosystem. And there's 3 buckets that I'm going to jump into what they do. You saw a little bit about it in the video as well in the next slide. Then you have the Clarity DAO treasury. This is also in the Clarity DAO treasury already. This is an Agora treasury. I just cut out there. I don't know what's going on. Am I still in?
No, you're good, man. You're in.
Okay, we're good. All right, and then we have strategic partnerships. So this allocation is for a large amount of people. There's also unallocated amount in this, and this is for things like market makers. If we want them to come on board and the DAO wants that. This is for things like angel investors that allowed us to build for the last 3 years and supported us when we were just an idea saying, hey, we're building DAO governance infrastructure. We need cash so that we can pay our rent. These are the people that supported us. These are all of our advisors, like people, early members of MakerDAO are advisors. They've been in the industry. Our legal counsel is also in this bucket. So that is kind of to explain what strategic partners is. Future development. So this is the allocation that is in control by the labs entity, okay, that's building Clarity. And this can be used for things like fundraising. This can be used for things like employee incentive systems in the future. This could be used to add to the treasury if the community thinks it's a good thing to do to that. So this is a kind of an unallocated pot of Clarity that can be used for different purposes to help advance the protocol. And then we have the Clarity core team. These are the people like me, like Adam, like Justin, like Matt, like Tomaj, all these people that have poured their soul into building this the last 3 years. So that's that 10% of the supply. And then we have the taste test. So as you guys probably know, or if you don't, we had a liquidity bootstrapping event that we did in collaboration with Sunday Swap. We committed 5% of the token to one side of the pool. For 10 days, people could come in with ADA and pair it to the pool, and that helps set the price of the token, and that helps create the liquidity pool for the token so it could be traded. So that's already out in the wild as well. So yeah, those are all the buckets. And there's a lot of, decisions to be made with these buckets, like the treasury, like the community rewards, like the strategic partner. So all of these are, the stream is very choppy. Oh no. Hopefully it's just for you. But with 40 people here, maybe it's not bad for everyone, but we'll keep it going. So the next thing I want to talk about is the community rewards, and I'll talk about it briefly. Then Adam, I want you to jump in and kind of talk about the incentive structures that these make. So as we talked about, 29% of the total supply is dedicated to community rewards. Now, there's three buckets that these will be going into. The first one is staking and participation in governance. So this is something very similar to what the Indigo DAO does. We talked to the guys at Indigo. We liked kind of the incentives it made. There's definitely pros and cons to this. It can change, but this is one bucket. So if you have the Clarity token, you stake it to the Clarity DAO, and you use that stake to participate in governance, you will be eligible to receive the rewards. And then the next one is platform usage rates. So really, I'll show you what this looks like, but each month or bi-monthly, whatever the DAO votes on in terms of the cadence of the distribution, you will be able to have a leaderboard where the people who create the most DAOs, participate in governance the most, complete the most incentives across DAOs, all of these different actions on the platform, the Clarity platform automatically tracks them, puts you into a leaderboard, and then we'll have something where it's like, okay, the top person got this many points. If you got 20% of the amount of points they got, then you get your pro rata share of this rewards distribution.
I think he froze again. The internet hits different down in Florida. That's all I got to say. I'll give him a second to come back. Well, if Logan's not coming back, what I can say is the purpose behind all of this is to increase growth.
And then
oh, I think he's trying to talk. The purpose behind this is trying to increase growth. So we're a DAO just like every other DAO on the platform. And our first goal every time is to attract people to the protocol, incentivize action like marketing or bringing other DAOs in, platform usage, and then essentially rewarding people who have helped grow the platform. And so the thing that we do as Clarity is really just a microcosm of what pretty much every other DAO needs to do. And we're setting up all of our rewards and incentives to
adding
match
liquidity. So this is something that needs to be incentivized in any.
Oh, man. I'm sure Logan will be back in a minute. I want to also talk about, while we're waiting for Logan, we've added gems to the platform. So when we talk about rewards and incentives, we know that not every DAO is going to have a token day one. And that's like something that they want to work up to with maturity. So what we've done is created a thing called gems. Clarity's gem is a diamond. So, that's going to be blocked off just for us. But the goal is to reward participation by quests, which are activities you can do to participate in, like following us on Twitter, liking videos on YouTube, just helping engagement, which really is helping us market as a whole. And then we have raids, which are what Logan was just talking about. And that's where you can set a time-boxed goal to achieve an effort. And then, oh, he's back. Great.
We're still live. That's epic.
Still live.
Yeah, just like we wrote it up. All right.
I was just talking about gems and raids and quests to kind of fill in for incentives and rewards.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. We'll jump back in. Sorry about that, folks. I literally went to get a wired internet connection this morning, and that's what went out. So now we're back on Wi-Fi, and We'll keep rolling. All right. So yeah, Adam chatted about the platform usage rates. I'm sure he got into kind of the leaderboards, the quests, the raids, and all of that stuff. We'll show a visual of what that looks like on the product too. And then yeah, we have providing liquidity. I think this is about where I cut out, but this is something that needs to be incentivized in any token economy. You want the economy to be able to be liquid. You want people to be able to trade the token, get in and get out, and have liquidity to make the trades. So this is why this is one of the buckets. It's very important to have liquidity providers in the ecosystem. So that's pretty cool. So the next thing that is super cool and super important is, how does this protocol make revenue? Okay, so the Clarity protocol is a DAO governed protocol. All right, So this protocol is designed in such a way that on-chain actions when creating a DAO and participating in DAOs can incur fees. These fees feed directly into the DAO treasury. Okay, so the DAO has a decision to make soon. How much does it cost to create a DAO? Do we keep it free? Do we make it expensive? And this, do we want the treasury to start growing, or do we want to keep it stable? How much does it cost to cast an on-chain vote? In my opinion, this is a tough one to charge for, because you want to incentivize participation. You don't want someone not to cast a vote because you have to pay a fee. But at the same time, this is the revenue space that scales the best, because if you get one DAO on, they might have thousands of members. So that's a very interesting thing that the community has to think about. Then you have on-chain proposals, which are the automatically executing proposals that one can make to spend treasury funds, update governance parameters, set protocol parameters, things like that. And then you have the whole staking aspect, where someone can create a stake, destroy a stake, edit a stake, and that can incur a fee too. So there's big decisions to make there. So that's what this slide is all about. I don't know, Adam, do you have any thoughts on kind of your opinion on should Clarity charge? What is the pros and cons of different things here?
Yeah, I think one of the things about starting a business is that you usually are pretty strapped for cash day one. And I like the idea of starting free and getting support, growing, and then essentially shifting to a paid model. It doesn't mean that we're not going to make any money, but also for people to try a DAO or to get into that, it could be a pretty expensive mental lift. So I do like the idea of keeping like cash flow early on, but then as a DAO matures, let's say you get to 50 or 100 members, you're really doing something probably meaningful at that point. And so I think that's where it makes sense to start, charging and having a little bit of revenue coming in. But that's just me.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. We'll see. We'll talk with the community more about it. We'll have some upcoming spaces to really dive into these governance decisions. So the next thing is these upcoming governance actions. So we touched on the protocol revenue governance action, but the next thing that we need to touch on is the governance actions where we as a community set the distribution rates for these three buckets. Okay, so we know that 29% of the supply is dedicated to community rewards. How fast do we want to allocate that? Do we want to allocate 3% over the next year? Do we want to do 5% over the next year? Do we want to incentivize providing liquidity more than staking and participation, or vice versa? Should we, each month, should it be 1 million Clarity tokens? Should it be 10 million Clarity tokens that get distributed? So very interesting decisions coming up for the Clarity DAO here. And then we also, let's take a look at the Clarity dashboard here. So this is the Clarity app. If you create a DAO on Clarity, you get all of these features. So what we use within our own DAO, anyone else can use within their own DAO, which is pretty cool. So just to give you a quick rundown, the Agora DAO for the Clarity protocol has been created. You can see the policy ID, all of the smart contract enforced thresholds, and all that stuff here. You can see our treasury value here, which is honestly, that's like crazy. It's just super cool. It's I'm excited to see what we do with this and how we use this pot to advance the mission of fixing the world systems, essentially. So yeah, right now we have, we had this. We were like, okay, we have two big decisions we make up. We have to decide on whether the protocol charges fees and how much do they cost, and we have to decide on the rate of distribution for the different reward allocations. And the community voted to focus on the decisions in parallel. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have some spaces. We're going to create some Discord rooms. We're going to create a bunch of different ways that we can talk about these decisions before they go to an on-chain vote to actually fund these buckets and set these protocol parameters, which will be very interesting. Now, the other initiative we have going on in governance action that we have is the Clarity DAO Builder network. So this is a really cool initiative that I'm very excited about. So what we're going to do is the Clarity DAO Builder network. This is going to be people that are building DAOs or interested in DAOs or a part of DAOs. And what they can do is join this network. And then every 3-4 weeks, we're going to have a sprint where there's a certain North Star metric. So this could be a sprint to increase Discord members, a sprint to increase unique token holders, a sprint to increase the unique number of wallet addresses that participate in a governance action. So right now, the community is actually voting on what should the North Star metric be for the first one. And it looks like unique voters is what is a DAO without its members, and how can a DAO member participate? So that looks like it's probably going to be the one that works, that gets voted through, and we'll focus on, and we'll discover new strategies for how to increase the amount of people that actually participate in governance. Yeah. So that will be really fun. It's completely free to sign up. We're gonna have like a meeting. I think it starts maybe next Tuesday or the Tuesday after that. We'll start it up, and this will be a recurring thing, so we can build a knowledge sharing space within the ecosystem of DAO creators. So yeah, I just explained this, but this is the DAO Builder Network. It will undertake 2 to 4 week sprints, during which we focus on enhancing a specific North Star metric conducted to DAO growth. And these are specific examples of what we'll explore. But the Clarity DAO, we're not going to be like teaching in it. Like, I'm going to be in that. Like, I'm going to be, okay, what do you guys think? How can we actually do this? Because just as you guys are early stage DAOs, we're all early stage DAOs. This stuff is new. So we all have to learn together, and come up with these strategies together. So that will be really fun. So yeah, the Builder Network, the first session is on the 23rd. I believe that's next Tuesday. And then we'll have 2 more. There's come to the Discord if you want to join it. There's a link where you can just fill out, it's like 4 questions where we just get your email, so we can send you the invites and get in touch with you essentially, and figure out what project you're a part of. But yeah, that is the main things going on. Those are the huge governance decisions we have in the works. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is this new feature on the Clarity platform, and this is membership. So really, Adam, you were a lot of the brains behind this kind of update. So tell me about what this is and why it was made.
Yeah, so before we had membership, all you could do is really favorite a DAO and visit it very publicly. And after talking to some folks in the community, we kind of realized that people wanted a little bit more privacy, a little bit more like 4 walls that you could come in, and it's just people who are holding tokens or have passed some sort of bar or parameter to join. And so we have a lot of features planned for this specific area. But one of the things that was really pivotal about is that Justin and I talked so much about what does it mean to be in a DAO? Is it just holding tokens? Is it having a certain amount of tokens? Is it being verified? And so, like, I think there's a lot of room for growth here, but a big rationale behind this is just to make sure that DAOs know who their members are, and that when you're a member, you can see who the other members are, and that builds a lot of community versus people who are just passing by wanting to vote on things or look.
Yeah, exactly. And I think for me, in my head, I'm always like, how do DAOs get into the real world? How do DAOs get into the real world? Like, what use cases? Can it be sports teams? Can it be nonprofits? Can it be governments? And it's like, we're a little early for that. So we're working within the Cardano ecosystem while we try to like punch the walls to get into the real world. But with the real world stuff, a lot of organizations are like, wait, so just a bunch of random people can join? They want a flow where that's like, okay, if you verify your email and have our token, then you can be part of our community. So I think that is really cool. So yeah, we just launched this feature. You can see if you are a Claritin and you have 1 token, you can become a member of the DAO. You just come to the membership and click join, and we can get this going. But yeah, you can see the list of members here, which is super awesome.
With membership, we're also building essentially like leaderboards, so that way you can see who are top contributors, who has the most stake. Yeah. So this is kind of cool where, these are people that have, worked very hard to spread the message, make posts and updates and DAOs and create a lot of activity. And it's awesome to see like who these people are in the community. I want them to have like celebrity status whenever you see them in Discord, like.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So that's a really cool thing. And eventually you'll be able to just export everyone's wallet address that's on this leaderboard or in the membership and airdrop them stuff, like things like that. From the admin side of things, this is what it looks like. So you can
Yeah.
say membership, you can have a message here. You can say, oh, you need to have one token to join. You
Yep.
need to verify your email. We just have it as one token right now.
And this is a sneak peek of how we are wanting to build workflows. So what you'll notice is there's spaces in between each of these bubbles, and the idea is over time, for each broad organization activity, like joining an organization or staking or voting, anything, you'll be able to wrap workflows around it to help the community decide, how do we want this to flow? So for some people, they might want membership to only be realtors. You need to be like a licensed realtor. Okay, great. Well, then you have to build that into your flow. And so I think this is going to help that transition from real world businesses to the blockchain, even before we get digital identities, because that's how it goes in the real world. You call somebody, you look at their resume, you hire them, right? It's usually a handshake. So we're trying to provide that through workflows. So be on the lookout for those as well.
Yeah, awesome. And the last thing I'll click through here is the quest. So it's pretty cool. So what you can do is you can create pretty much groups of incentives for your community to say, hey, if I want to contribute to this DAO and get rewarded for it, here's where I can come look. So like I said before, this isn't just for the Clarity DAO. Any DAO that wants to create a DAO on the Clarity platform gets all of these features out of the box. So we have a raid here. I'll come back to the raid. So there's two types of boards you can create, a quest board and a raid board. A quest board can be completed by every member one time. These are, never ending kind of things where you can come in, you can complete something and contribute to the community. So if you want to help the Clarity DAO get our message out about, accelerating decentralization and accelerating innovation in kind of the DAO space, there's content you can create. You can create a thread about us on X for 500 diamonds. You can create put this in your bio for 100 diamonds, and you can do all these different things. If you're new to the Clarity DAO, you can come to the onboarding thing, the onboarding board, and you can say, okay, this is what I should do first. I should follow Clarity on Twitter. I should subscribe to them on YouTube. I should follow their blog on Medium. So that's like the onboarding board. And we found those to be very welcoming and informative ways to get people involved in the community. And then we have the raid. Now, the raid is a challenge, and the community actually collaboratively competes in a way, in a time-based context, and only the highest scores earn rewards. So this raid, the top 10 people will get 1,000 Clarity. So what you can do is you can open up the raid, and you can see the different things that you can do in order to, start contributing to the raid. So the first thing is fill out the DAO build or network survey. We're trying to find the people who are interested in DAOs, who want to be part of this network, where we're just going to share knowledge, push, be at the bleeding edge of things and keep talking. So you can come in here, you can complete that. So that's pretty cool. And then, okay, so you get these diamonds, right? What the heck are these? What can you do with them? I think that's a question, right? So you can come to this rewards tab here, and in collaboration with InMaker, we made it so you can just automatically redeem for an NFT. In the future, you'll be able to redeem these diamonds for actual Clarity tokens, maybe things like Goki tokens, Matera, all these different projects. You could potentially redeem them for those. And then you can also redeem them for like real world things, merch. So you'll just put in your email. We'll email you when we have merch. So those are all things we're working out right now. It's in the early days of all of this, but can any Clarity member create a quest? That's a good question.
So that I want to talk about that real quick. So right now, the way that we have our DAO set up is that there are admins, and there's a small group of people that can create groups of content and to try to help control the flow of the operations. Justin and I have just started working on a new proposal engine. And so the idea is, in the future, you will be able to propose a board to the community. You will be able to propose quests that go on that board, and then that goes out to the community to vote on. And so as we move to a decentralized model, everything in this platform, governance, membership, quests, staking, everything, we're moving away from an admin or a group of people controlling it to a group of people proposing things that they want to see in the community. And then everyone's saying, yeah, we want that. We want to vote on that. So if you want to do a marketing campaign, when you do a marketing campaign, then you're like, hey guys, I think we need to spend $5,000, hire some influencers. These are people I've already talked to. Let's vote on it. That to me is like a part of being a part of a group. And that's what we're moving towards. So right now, Not every member can create a quest, but we are moving towards that model.
Yep.
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 That's a little sneak peek feature right there.
Yeah. So yeah, there's so much going on in the background.
Yeah.
If you uncover the Clarity roadmap, I know we put it out, but we're going to be working on Sancho Net stuff. We're going to be working on building a DAO dashboard, which is going to come out very soon. Finally closing out a proposal from Fund 9. We had to like get the infrastructure and actually have data to create a dashboard. So that's coming. There's so much in the pipeline that I'm probably not thinking about. Vote delegation. So in Agora DAOs, you could delegate your stake to another member of the DAO, which is really fun too, and liquid democracy within, decentralized organizations. So that'll be fun. So I'm just showing kind of the last tab here of what you get on the Clarity platform, and this is staking. So I'm in the Clarity staking, so I don't have any. I have all my Clarity in this wallet staked here. So this is how I become eligible to participate in governance. I have to create a stake. I just do this. I'd put in the number, click add to stake, sign a transaction, and then I would stake my governance tokens to the DAO. This is what makes you eligible for that rewards bucket as well. So the last thing I want to do is, this is the policy ID of the Clarity token on Cardano Scan. And let's just look at these wallets and talk about what they are.
Nice.
So if you're exploring it on your own and you're like, who the heck are these massive wallets that are holding this? Are they just going to dump on me? Like I said before, this is serious shit. We're not doing this because we want to flip retail or anything like that. We're trying to change the world. Okay. So let's be as transparent as possible about how this is working and how we're going on our journey from centralized to decentralized, because the DAOification process is truly a journey. So this is the Clarity DAO Treasury. All right. The Clarity DAO Treasury is a smart contract treasury. The only way that you can access these funds is if these are satisfied. So you have to have 20 million Clarity staked in order to create a proposal. And there has to be 57,500,000 Clarity that votes yes on a proposal in order for this to be touched. Okay, so there has to be an on-chain proposal, and if it passes, it automatically executes. This wallet address is strategic partners. Okay, so this was that bucket that we looked at here, right here. And this is, for our early angel investors that got us to this point, for our advisors, for market makers in the future, those types of things. And then we have this 188. This is the future development one. Okay, so this is kind of fuel to the fires. So we can potentially fundraise. We can potentially have an employee incentive program, different things like that. And then we have this one. This is the team vesting, I believe. Yeah, this is the team vesting. So this is the core team. Oh, by the way, the strategic partners, if there are people in there and the Clarity core team, they are on a 2-year vesting schedule. Okay, so this is not just all in their hands right now. This is vested over the next 2 years. And now we move down to this 124 million here. This is the staking address. So there's 124 million Clarity that is already staked to the Clarity DAO. If you have Clarity and you're not staked to the Clarity DAO, I recommend you join this crew here that is already staking, because this is going to make you eligible for staking and participation in governance rewards, and we'll be having that that soon. And then this 91 million here is the liquidity pool. So we put in 100 million, 5% of the total supply, into this liquidity pool, and people have people have been buying the token more than selling it, so now it's at 91 million. So yeah, the last thing to say is, if you want to be part of this movement, like I said before, this is serious stuff. Like, all of the team has sacrificed a lot and gone through some tough times over the last 2.5 years to get into this position where we actually feel like we can have a fighting chance at playing a big part of this revolution, this blockchain revolution, where we build global financial systems and we build equitable global financial systems that anyone can join and anyone can be a part of. And we build organizations that people can trust, where you don't have to trust, 5 guys in a boardroom to make decisions on behalf of 500 million people. You are actually, the users control the protocols. So we're really excited to be a part of this movement. So yeah, if you want to be a part of that journey, you can trade it on Sunday Swap. It's live on Dex Hunter as well, I believe. Yeah, you can trade it on Dex Hunter. And join our Discord. Come say what's up. We're super friendly. We're always happy to chat about DAOs. And yeah, thank you for everyone for listening. And we're gonna wrap this up here. Adam, any last thoughts?
No, I'm just excited for the future of DAOs, the things that we're building now with the community engagement that we have. It feels like we're getting closer to seeing that dream of, owners and members finally coming together and being the same person. So the whole Clarity team has like just done nothing but do this for the last couple of years. And it's like really impressive. So just want to give a shout out.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Adam's newer to the team, and he's been one of those guys where he comes on and immediately you can tell, like, he was our community member first, right?
Yeah.
So we pretty much were like, this guy just sent us crazy cool mock-ups for a new feature, and we could bring him on as a more formal type of thing too. So it was really cool for it to organically happen in that way. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for listening. The future is bright. Like I said at the beginning, we are on a mission to implement decentralized governance into the fabric of society, and we won't stop until it happens. Thank you to the Cardano community for supporting us, and we won't stop. Let's do this thing. See you guys.
Yeah.